Hello and welcome back to round 2 coverage of the 40th annual Discraft Great Lakes Open presented by Grip 6. We are here in Milford, Michigan, looking at a great group of golfers. You're watching JomezPro, Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, Paul Ulibarri.
Great group of golfers. Are you talking about us, or are you talking about the guys that are going to be playing on the screen today?
It's a couple groups, one greater than the other. I'll leave it up to you.
We are halfway through this event, and Corey Ellis is in the lead right now by 1 shot over Kyle Klein. As we take a look at that leaderboard, it's still the top 4 that we have on our card. Simon Lizotte with a nice 5 under. He is tied with Calvin Heimburg for that 4th place spot, and so is Gavin Rathbun.
Corey Ellis still bogey-free going into this back 9. That's going to be a tall task, though, starting off hole 10, par 4, 650 feet up the hill. Here's a sweet landing spot. That would be choice so that you can throw hyzer through this gap. Still flying, still flying. Oh, little skip. 28-footer, good luck.
Calvin, see how he backs up that nice birdie from hole 9.
He's going eagle. What a savage.
I like this play a lot. We talked about this play during round 1. He said, I'm not trying to go big distance driver. It doesn't really put me in a good spot. He's going fairway, putting himself in a spot where he can club up on that next shot and really throw his most impressive shot on his second and not on the first. It's a bad roll away.
I feel like it's actually a good roll away because if he gets to the left of that tree, he has no progress forward really whatsoever. The farther right he gets, he actually has a window. He'll be able to maybe push up farther up the fairway.
Kyle with a counter skip to the right side. That's going to put him probably somewhat near to Corey's drive. Meanwhile, Paul, he is turning this over a little bit, but with that little drop, that could be in a pretty decent spot. He might be able to access a really powerful second shot. I say that because I think he's going to be in line.
Yeah, man, is it ever a long way? See if he goes air shot or tries to get frisky with a roller.
That's all air.
Oh, God, that's all
That's
good.
Looking good.
I mean,
wow.
That's just insane, insane shot.
That is so far back from the good position you'd like to be in. Look at the follow through up the hill. He's got nothing. And yet somehow generates every bit of like 440, don't you think? As far as a
physical
effort?
distance.
I think so.
Yeah.
Effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Physical distance, it might have only been 360.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one of the hardest 360 you'll ever have. I mean, look, that's not a shot I could physically execute.
Too tall.
Too tall to throw that shot. And that is pretty much the perfect way to play that hole.
It's a birdie.
Fairway driver, fairway driver.
Must be nice.
And I think you're right, Paul. That was not the worst spot to roll down to. Now he's rolling up the hill. And
that's great from there. Definitely. Honestly, just to get a look, that is really top notch.
Opportunity here for people in Kyle's position to say green light go for the approach. I guess the only problem would be hitting metal and then rolling back down the hill, but with that backstop behind it, it really gives you a little bit more confidence in getting a little saucy with the approach.
Dang, none of them landed 28 feet. They all skittled right past my mark that I made for them.
You made a mark for them?
He was just talking in the preview about how you work so hard. You do everything right. Now you got a 28-footer.
Sure.
McBeth, out of position,
Just
doesn't
super out of
care
position.
at all.
I think that shot's made for, like, you know, the 140 tee times and beyond. Like, that's the 28-foot mark.
Yeah, gosh, I will sign up for a 28-footer for birdie on this hole.
And what time do you tee off tomorrow?
Oh, man, I think 7, 8 a.m. I'm not sure. Something like that.
We got to get through this quick.
Yeah.
You got to
Can
get
we
some
run?
sleep.
Can we speed this up a little bit? Hole 11, par 3, 5, 12. Yeah, this one's tough. It's through the gap, way down to the right, blind the whole way, and then you're going back up this rise to the basket. Pretty difficult shot, especially as the wind picks up.
Jerm, what's the total distance on the course, like with feet?
Oh, gosh, you're going to...
Put you on the spot.
I don't have that information in front of me, but I will try to see.
We'll get our calculator.
Oh, actually, 10,763. I did the math really fast. I just looked at the numbers really quick and did the math. 10,763.
That was a great drive.
10,763. This is big course.
I remember when 10,007 or 9,000 when a new course would go in and be like, we have a 9,000 foot course here. You know, in the 2007, 2008, that was about the biggest course you ever heard of.
And I just feel like it plays way longer than its listed distance just because there's so many super steep uphill shots.
Well, it's
sure,
longer
there's downhill
and shorter
shots
at
as
the
well.
same time. It kind of, I feel like it balances out because this is a 512 par 3, which isn't a
Sure.
common distance for a par 3.
Sure.
This is a good-looking forehand. It's not going to flip up enough. You really got to get that thing flat and pushing the backside of the fairway if you want to get the distance on this hole. But still, there's going to be a long look coming up here for Kyle. We saw 3 incredible drives on this hole from our featured group in round 1. And Paul getting another little replay. Back-to-back great approach shots, this time for par.
Yeah, he's working hard.
And who manufactures more opportunities for themselves out of position than Paul McBeth? I mean, the creativity that and the touch through adversity is one of the things that I think has just always separated him. Here's Kyle's long birdie bid. That's going to be short the whole way. I think it was interesting talking to Paul several years ago about ranking himself in backhands and forehands, and he said he's not the best in any one thing.
Sure.
As Calvin lines up. Oh, and he made a big putt here in round 1, coming up just a bit short. He's not the best in any one thing, he said, but he's top 5 in pretty much everything. And that together is obviously good enough to be.
Yeah, I would think that
Considered the GOAT.
generalists are probably champions more often than specialists. You know, like somebody who has a wide variety of skills that are all fairly sharp, probably going to be better served on the variety of courses we play and all the different conditions you might run into. I think you want to be that all-arounder.
I do think he's the best at one thing, and that's like kind of tenacity.
Like clutching up.
down
Yeah.
the stretch.
Yeah, like mental game.
There's a skill that, it's hard to measure.
Definitely. You measure it with trophies. And, it's like once you have a given amount of physical skill, which probably 60 people have in this tournament or something like that, then it all comes down to, that ability to perform under pressure, that ability to be consistent.
12 uphill par 3, 344 plays like 444. You got to really put this on a nice hyzer down the right side of this gap, shooting up the hill. It's a very awkward motion to go on a level teeing surface and throwing at this angle uphill. You're going to do it here, and you're going to do it again on your approach on 14, and it's just not something that you really practice because you don't have hills to practice shots like this. It's hard to just use your imagination. Corey pushing that too wide, but Paul got that one just perfect, and he's going to be close enough to probably get himself within 1 stroke of the lead now.
This looks great. Oh, yeah.
And that putt will most likely get Kyle at 15 under if he can secure that one, and that would put him at the tie as Corey is out of position.
And Calvin with so much work left here after that roll down the hill. Not the hole you would expect to run into trouble on, really. It's one of the easier ones in this stretch that we're playing right now.
Yeah, not many easy ones left. Hole 16 is kind of the only reprieve you get, but hole 12 is the last really good chance you have for birdie on this back nine. And Calvin not going to squander the par putt.
I think for these guys, hole 14 is sort of easy.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that.
I think it's easy as well.
So Kyle will not take advantage of that open door. He still remains one stroke back of Corey, but Paul will tie Kyle now for second place at 14 under. Little par stretch developing here for Corey.
Going to be pretty difficult. He's going to have to close all birdies now to get that 5 down,
Yeah,
keep that
that's
5
right.
down streak going. Or nearly, I guess. He has one more par. He's
Okay.
allowed, one more par allowed. Could be this one right here. This is not an easy one to get. 13, par 3, 526 downhill. Pretty blind as far as the gap is concerned in the basket from the tee. You're looking to swing it around. Forehand is the most common play here.
I like how low he got it.
Yeah, does it have
So-
enough distance? It
Does it?
does.
Yeah, that's the way you got to play it, is low, miss the rocks, and then get the big flare skip.
I think this was the most impressive birdie for me when Paul shot the 18 under. Just all the different types of shots you have to throw, and then you come here, and this hole is very reminiscent of hole 11 that we play now. But at the time, hole 13 was unique to any other hole in the course, and just to step up and throw that forehand and get it all the way down the hill and make the putt.
Well, this is looking pretty nice.
This is looking fantastic.
Oh, wow.
It can be done. It can be done.
Man, that made it look like this hole is fair and reasonable because that looked like it was down a pretty big gap. Wow.
It can be done. I need to study that shot. I am
This is too high, so
Amazed.
he's going to have to dodge those branches,
Yeah.
and he hits it, yeah.
Yeah, that was the key to Corey's shot. It was low and online the whole way. Didn't have to battle through the limbs.
And what a good skip, too, to kind of just slow down. I mean, he's well inside circle one.
And an interesting thing about the point you made about Paul in the 18 under, in previous years, this has been played as a par 4.
This
Really?
hole.
Yeah. So you could go back a few years before this,
Wow.
and that would be a 19 under par.
This is such an easy par 4.
Yeah.
Paul missing that one just a bit right. And Corey with an opportunity to open up the lead by 2. Man, he is so close and still has not missed a putt in the circle. And he has 0 bogeys still. I mean, wow.
What is the average on the hole?
Well, for you, it's 2. 2 for 2.
2 for 2, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But the average for the course is actually surprisingly low at 296. Just not quite developing enough bogeys. 10% on the birdie, 6% bogey.
Wow. I would have
doubles.
thought more bogeys than birdies for sure.
Hole 14, par 4, 800 feet, dead straight up this hill, goes to the left. Love telling the story of how it's backed up this year. One of the more important things to mention today. Playing deep. Let's see what these guys got.
True fact, this actually used to be a real runway for airplanes in World War I.
Wow.
Just made that up.
That was a
Lame.
awful thing to
That
make
was
up.
lame. I'm sorry.
That is so lame.
I'm sorry. But it is called a runway hole. Hasn't it been called that before?
No.
No. Okay, made that up too. Sweet.
I would call it, as a guy who isn't booming it out there quite like McBeth. When this is boomed, I would call it the most boring hole on the planet. Is what I would call it. Not the Stella and Orange, though. That's exciting right there.
He's like, nobody saw me. Ooh, form review. Paul McBeth. He turns that over a little bit, but let's go back in this replay. I love how he gives this a nice little pump with that back foot and the arm, keeping the timing good, pushes off. That knee goes down super fast. That creates the hip to open up super fast. Arm follows, and that's where you get your power, folks, right here. Knee down, arm follows.
I think there's so many different forms you could show to a new player and say, if you can develop this, do that. I'm showing him Paul McBeth. I think it's just the simplest, cleanest form for me. I think it just checks all the boxes.
And I usually show Jeremy Koling.
You show me what? What do you show me?
I show you booming a backhand.
When I'm doing clinics, I like to show Drew Gibson.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. Cole Radalin, a player who's got a ton of power, has completely redesigned his backhand to mimic Drew Gibson, and he's done successfully. He is crushing the disc now.
Ooh.
Oh, don't go over here. Another Paul has visited this location.
Yikes.
And it is difficult. I never made it to the top, though.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Paul McCartney in 1967.
When he was flying in an airplane and it crashed over there on the left side. Don't hit that.
Over the rope?
No way. Come on.
What are the odds? Oh, boy.
He doesn't even know. Oh, he might know. He's talking about me.
Who left that fishing string slung up right there?
The fishing rope. My goodness.
Just right across. I mean, there's not even water anywhere around there, and somebody's being all sloppy with their fishing string.
Yeah,
To the
that's good.
circle.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's really far.
I don't think that Kyle knows it hit the rope because I don't think you can see the rope from the bottom of the hill. I mean, you're just completely judging your excitement about your shot just due to the reaction of the crowd.
Hey, Nate, if you throw it right over that sign.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
I have heard this.
Really good.
And look at it. The guy is not lying. It's a perfect line. I went for it today. I came up short.
Look at this. Looks tough, but there's a window up there. Somewhere.
Whoa.
Okay.
Sweet. Just kind of time warped it to behind the basket.
Wayne, get out of there. Run, dude.
Is that how he's been doing it all these years? He's just doing a little time warp with his discs. It's not fair.
String cost you there, buddy.
Well, with that miss, Corey has this putt now to open up the lead to 3. And on and beautiful putt once again. And on this course, the length of it, you will typically always see a very tight field. 3 strokes is quite a bit in this race right now.
Yeah, yesterday at one point I looked at my score, and I was 4 strokes away from 8th place, 3 strokes away from 67th place.
That's a
Sitting
perfect
in
illustration.
sitting in 40th. So it's tight.
In 40th place, you're 3 from 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So 7 strokes between 67th and 8th place.
Second hardest hole on the course. Hole 15, par 4, 960 feet. The players are going to try to throw a hyzer and get somewhere near the top of this hill here. From there, it sets up about a 430-foot approach. It's very difficult to get to that landing zone. Anything off the fairway, there's just no chance to access anything up this fairway. This is a birdie that Corey Ellis has never failed to get.
If he gets it again today, I'm going to spike this microphone down in excitement, not not because I'm mad.
I don't think
This is tight.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. No chance at going for the pin, I don't think, from there.
Blistered.
Yeah, this is pretty perfect look. He's just got to miss these trees. Yeah, he's, he's
wow.
over the hill past the old FPO T-pad.
Did that kind of snug up on that tree, or did it
got
get
a little vine, I believe. I hope it moved off of it a little bit.
I think that's the longest drive I think we've ever seen on this hole.
Oh, wait a second.
Watch the speed. Go back and watch Calvin's drive and look how much speed his disc has coming through that last section where Paul's disc put the brakes on.
It's because Calvin threw it much lower. It's like not dying to the spot. It's cruising in there and still skipping. This is maybe halfway in between, but still not going to skip.
That's the hill. You want to get to the top of that. That way you don't have the uphill run up. But Kyle, to get to position on his disc, he's going to have to go uphill a little bit, and it's going to slow him down.
Almost.
A
A little bit higher, that goes, another 100 feet.
Still a decent amount of work from there.
If I had anybody throw this drive for me, I'd want Calvin to do it, but Paul probably second. This isn't going to get there, is it?
No, at good angle just did not hold the turnover enough. Paul's going to be in the foliage left.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Duck hooks. Oh, keeps going. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Gotta be good. Forward progress.
Yeah, forward progress. But man, that is a bad group up there. And Calvin, this has got to be inside 400 for his approach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't say Calvin's my favorite. Calvin's my favorite player.
Really nice shot.
Yeah, that's a good recovery.
And stay bogey free.
That's big.
Uh-oh.
I think I saw a disc.
I think so too. And yeah, that's Kyle still trying to get out. So unfortunately, Kyle's par streak will come to an end, but in the bad way.
Wow.
This is tricky as well.
Wow, no kidding.
Oh, well. Easy work of the trickster.
Fantastic.
We say it's
So
a par
good.
5, but these guys just make it look so dang easy.
Yeah.
We say it's a par 5?
I say it's a par 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think last year's iteration of this hole felt like a par 5 with the inside trees still there and needing a lot of the cleaning out that they've done. But I still think this hole would be really sick if they went up the hill behind the tee, elevated tee, downhill par 5.
Wow.
I think it would take a lot of work, and I don't know if they could do it, but it's kind of like one of those genius situations.
Yeah, I don't think they could do it either, Nate. I don't think you got what it takes.
You don't have it.
There's no room back there.
We had a 9-player birdies. I don't know what the words are there with the way I chose them. Or the second part of what I said.
Too many eagles then. Yeah, that's par 4. Hole 16, par 3, 396, playing like a par 4 to me. But for the rest of the field, this is probably the easiest hole on the course to get the 2. Not probably. This is the easiest 2 on the course.
You think? Easiest 2? Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be, right? It's the easiest ace. Wow.
It's easier than 18
Yeah.
and 1. And then the other ones are impossible. So
Is there another par 3 on the course? I
yeah,
can't-
They're all 500 feet.
Yeah.
They're all 500 feet.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so yeah, this is the second shortest. 18 is the shortest hole in the course, but it's 311.
It's definitely longer than
Yeah,
this one,
much
effectively.
longer. No kidding.
Ew.
Oh, that was a total misrelease. I feel like he might get away with it with a look.
Oh, wow. Did he ever?
Yeah, that was not what he was looking for.
Great break.
This is a nice little test. Let's see if with the love can Paul capitalize, because that's something that great players do often.
So his greatness really on the line here.
I'm just saying.
No, I hear you,
it seems like
Yes,
when
I
people,
agree.
those guys,
I agree.
catch the good breaks,
Cash him.
cash in. Which is really, I feel like the only reason he ever beats me was good breaks, and then.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I can think of.
Whoa.
Oh my
Whoa,
God.
from out of position to running the huge birdie putt. Corey Ellis is,
He really wanted to go 5 down on the back nine.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah, well.
washed up kind of.
Well, no, I parred. Did you par?
Yeah, hard.
Nate?
Yeah.
Kyle didn't.
No, he did not. That was beautiful. I like the way his putts hit the.
Clean.
Yeah, they just kind of stall in there, and they give you that nice little.
The way Ricky's putts come in sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just sitting there for a second. Ooh, Calvin. Finding a way to get that in left side. He's got a little turkey now. That's going to bring him within 2. And that puts him in solo second place currently.
I have never seen another group of people talk about their thing the way that disc golfers talk about our thing. And it feels like you're a part of it. It feels like no matter how big the sport gets, you being a part of it, you feel like you have an investment in it, and it's yours.
Let me into my zone. Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me into. Please don't let me into my zone. I just need some time of my own. All these people trying to get a conversation. You can conversate to that tone. God up on that throne, yeah. So I'm never alone, yeah. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now.
Hole 17, big bruiser, par 4, starting out downhill, 840 feet, OB on the left the entire way. And then a hill that just a drone somehow makes look inconsequential, but is actually kind of huge at the end of the hole that you've really got to power your way back up to reach for birdie. Look for these guys to go really big. Calvin going to take this hyzer line. It needs to get flat. It looks like it has. If this can push enough distance, it's in a great spot.
Yeah, this looks great.
Ooh, get off that
Wow,
hill.
that close to the berm. I thought he was wide enough to have no concern. That could be awkward footing coming up. Kyle also electing to go wide hyzer. This looks to be pretty good.
It's like the same spot. Nope.
Don't catch the top of the... Oh, my gosh. 2 feet to the right, and he is right next to Calvin. Now he's going to be out of position and out of bounds.
Oh,
Really wide?
is it hooking up?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, I got through.
No road
Ooh,
needed. Just
Okay.
awkward second shot coming up.
It's pretty close to, like, having a devastating mistake right there. That caught those branches.
Yeah, on the far side of the road, it looked like.
Yep.
Paul looks like he's going the turnover line. And
Ooh.
oh,
whoa.
no.
Roller?
That's a thrower, Nate.
Yeah,
That is-
dangerous thrower.
That is nothing's going
It's-
to stop that. That's going straight out of bounds.
Wow.
Surprising miss. There's a little bit of a pesky headwind coming up down the fairway into the players' faces on the tee, but that is a mistake Paul just cannot afford to make.
Gonna set himself up with a makeable but difficult.
Yeah.
That was
That was a really
bomb.
good shot. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a really good recovery.
Another look at that famous standstill. Can he get this up there? No, not quite. A lot of
had-
power, but didn't have the height.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? You know what? It kind of did. It got over more bushes than I thought it would.
That thing went through the hillside to get where it needed to be.
And this is turned over. Coming.
Yeah, open-ish
okay.
look. Slightly obstructed, but
Nobody's loving their shots.
not yet.
Not turning.
No. Maybe top. No, not top of the hill either.
He's actually out, which means those other guys are pretty close.
Yeah.
Corey's look for birdie is off left. Oh, and Kyle hitting a little bit of the, yeah, I mean, caught some foliage right in front of him. Yep, he's hitting a little upset. That caught the tail end of the disc and just dropped the nose down into the base of the cage.
Wow. What a par save.
Gosh. That was all of 500 foot of power to a very skinny look on an awkward angle to putt that on. Like, that's not his natural little angle to putt that on. He had to kind of hyzer push around the corner, which is so dangerous because if he misses that, that thing is rolling at that angle for sure.
Corey staying bogey free, staying perfect in the circle, and the same putt.
Our last hole through the gap on hole 18, uphill very sharply, and just look how far around the right side this basket is tucked. You've got this low branch that you've got to get under with the forehand, the roller, a good play. People do try backhand turnover as well, but I think that is a dangerous proposition with the out of bounds on that left side. See how these guys attack it. He's going to show us the turnover right here. Needs to get under the branch somehow or through it.
Oh, through
or
it.
right through it to park.
It's Calvin's, I call it Michigan colored green, because if it's, even if it's in the fairway, it's hard to find. A birdie coming up for Calvin, and Corey going for the turnover. Oh, no.
Oh.
Brutal.
And the bogey-free stretch is in huge danger. Oh, my gosh. What a horrible break. Did not deserve that.
I mean, Calvin went through that branch, and he's parked.
Wow. And that two-stroke swing is the difference that Calvin needs right now to get tied.
Kind of the
potentially at the
risk you
top.
take, really, throwing that high turnover, like you mentioned in
Yeah.
the flyover. Like, that branch is there. You either get through it or you get kicked down, or you can definitely kick left.
This is getting towards OB.
And it's not, the wall's not going to let that come back.
To stay bogey free, this has got to go in. It was a good run. But Corey will drop his first shot.
And this is for McBeth to get within one of the lead.
When he sniffs it, probably not missing that one. We saw him make one from about double the distance for a perfect round.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at this hole.
What a moment that was. And Calvin now to share the lead, finishing the round with 4 birdies in the last 5 holes. That is rarely done.
Thinking back to the close of the front nine, Calvin was like 5 back
Really,
off the lead.
And he wasn't putting well.
the 5 under on the back 9 for anyone is jumping them way up the scoreboard. That is a great back 9 for Calvin. And there they are, tied atop the leaderboard. And that brings us to some interesting statistics I want to go over. Calvin Heimburg is 0-2 when tied for the lead going into the final round, the 2021 DDO and the 2020 Preserve. And this is going to be the first time ever that Corey Ellis is going to have or share a lead going into the final round. The last thing I want to mention, Paul McBeth, for his career, when trailing by less than 2 strokes going into the final round.
2 or less?
Less than 2.
Okay.
So 1 or tied. But going into the final round, if he's within 1 stroke of the lead, he has won 75% of those situations.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
It's pretty remarkable to know that when trailing, Paul McBeth is 75% of the time winning.
Makes sense, though. The guy wins all the time.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah. But you know what? Corey looks focused. I like Corey going into the final round just because of the poise he has. It doesn't seem rattled. Even after that last hole, he was a little mad. It looked like he was calm kind of coming down the stretch. Obviously, he has a couple veterans breathing down his neck, tied with Calvin. So can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, there's going to be fireworks. Come on back and join us for the final round from the Discraft Great Lakes Open tomorrow.